Let me ask you about Donald Trump. I know you were a big proponent of him. Is he going to get reelected? And how has he been? How's he been doing handling the whole COVID-19? And will he get reelected end of the year?
Donald Trump.
Why do you love Trump?
Donald Trump was sent here by God. Just like our founding fathers were touched by divine intervention to just tell the king to fuck off. And his king's men at Concord Bridge, when they came to take our self-defense rights away, we needed to shoot those pricks. That was divine intervention, because man was not created to live under the control of kings and emperors and tyrants. We need to shoot the kings and the emperors and the tyrants. They're bad people. They think they have authority over free people, and they're wrong. Donald Trump is here by divine intervention because the status quo of politics in America was on the fact. Did you need to go outside and go pee? I think my dogs, they're whining a little bit. I think they love me. Donald Trump was sent here to prove that we, the people, identified the negativity of the status quo. We are more than aware of the criminal corruption and abuse of power, just rampant in the Democrat Party, and all too often acceptable in the Republican Party. And Donald Trump came along with his middle finger on fire because he was not presidential, because we didn't want presidential, because all those punks that came before him were presidential and they wrecked everything. And I could go into gory detail, but the evidence is, I would like to think that everybody's well aware of the evidence. The taxation without representation, the refusal to be accountable with our hard-earned tax dollars, the open and glaring examples of giving it to Planned Parenthood. It's not for health care, to pay for people's abortions that we don't believe in. If you want an abortion, buy one, but don't charge me. Not to mention that the Planned Parenthood is a left-wing organization that donates gazillions of dollars to left-wing communist candidates, which you can't force me to pay for, but they do. So we welcome Donald Trump to drain that toxic swamp. The swamp is infested with lifetime politicians who are liars and thieves. I mean, stop and think, Brian. The director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation is the biggest punk-ass crook in America? The director of the CIA, Brennan and Clapper, in charge of the Central Intelligence Agency, they're liars and scammers and criminal punks. And our status quo politicians allowed this to metastasize to this level? So we said, fuck you. I like this Donald Trump shit kicker. Let's put him in charge. Let's him manage it like a business. That's what life is. It's a business. You have to manage it based on productivity capabilities, compensatory reverence for those who are producing, and the inspiration for those who aren't producing to get off their lazy ass and start producing, and live with. How's this? Right from the guitar player's mouth. You have to earn your own way. You have to live within your means. You have to save for a rainy day. That way, you will be economically sound, and when your neighbor hits hard times, neighbors have always helped. But when your neighbor hits hard times and the government takes your money to help your neighbor, a sandwich will cost you $6 million. So the corruption, the abuse of power, the spoiled rottenness of America, it's manifested in obesity. And how about people screaming for health care that don't give a damn about their health? If you smoke, why should I have to pay for your doctor bill? Smoking is for idiots. It makes you sick. In other words, before you scream for health care, I would insist you care about your health. And if you have to lift up slabs of blubber to dry off after a shower like a beach sperm whale, you obviously don't care about your health. How dare you charge me? Brian, is this so logical? It's unbelievable. I'm attacked for identifying that obesity might not be good for your health. At what point do you see the blubber? By the way, blubber on children all across this country? What in God's name are you eating? And vaping and meth and fentanyl and Oxycontin and cocaine and marijuana and comfortably numb nuts. If you want to be a complete asshole, you can. But I ain't paying for it. But our government now forces good people to pay for bad people. It's not a safety net. It's vulgar abuse of power and refusal to be accountable. So Donald Trump is my man. Donald, I was with him on the whole campaign. I was with him until 3 a.m. the morning of the election. And I don't know if you ever saw my Facebook Live, but I was emotional because if Hillary Clinton would have got in, there'd have been a revolution because she's an evil, rotten, criminal bitch. She's a rotten human being. She's a professional liar. She's a psycho. And so is Adam Schiff, and so is Dianne Feinstein, and so is Nancy Pelosi, and so is Newsom, and so is Cuomo, and so is de Blasio. These guys are professional lying, scamming, rip-off artists. And we need to stop them. And then we have an organization called huntthevote.org. And I just did a rally in Wisconsin, and we won in 16 in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, the 3 top hunting states, because hunters don't vote. They're pussies. But now we're galvanizing like we did in those 3 states in 2016. So hang on to your ass, ladies and gentlemen, because if you're a bad guy, your days are numbered, because we're going to reelect that motherfucker, and we're going to get back to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the 10 Commandments, the Golden Rule, the Emancipation Proclamation, and the Declaration of Independence to support entrepreneurs and people with a work ethic. And if you refuse to work, we will help you as much as we can. But if you keep scamming us, we'll just let you starve to death because you're a rotten piece of shit, and we don't need you wrecking our society. Boy, those are harsh terms. Here's a little something for you. Get a fucking job. Help wanted signs everywhere. I started out working in a gas station and sweeping floors and cleaning toilets. Perfect. Selling night crawlers, delivering newspapers, cutting lawns, washing cars, shoveling snows. Worked my ass off. It's good for you. It makes you happy. You go to bed at night tired like hell and you go, well, I kicked some ass today. See you in the morning. We'll do it all over again. Versus, I need somebody to pay for my health care. You dumb fuck.